part two. And part two, we got 8 through 1. So let's get through this exciting list of players out here at offensive tackle. At number 8, we're going to have Garett Bolles. Definitely overlooked. This Denver Broncos line is actually pretty decent. I think the loss of Lloyd Cushenberry the third, though, I think will hurt him a little bit. But overall, it's a good team. It's a great team that can develop into an exciting year for them, especially with this offensive line. You look at Garett Bolles, 32 years old, 7 years in this league, 1 year, $16 million left in the contract. Played 17 games, 1,073 snaps, 8 penalties, 3 sacks allowed. Again, not fantastic, but I mean, definitely something that you can look at and be like, okay, this guy can be healthy and he can be impactful. And it's a pretty impactful guy on the line for sure. So Garett Bolles deserves his recognition, and he's number 8. We're gonna have Dion Dawkins at number 7. Definitely a guy that's I think people, I mean, like everything, people don't really look at offensive lineman. He's a boss, man. He's a great person to have on an offensive line, especially with the Buffalo Bills line. That's definitely uh, to point it lightly. I mean, they're depleted. They definitely have lost some guys. There's pivotal guys that I feel like could make it really hard for them to really protect Josh Allen the way they have in the past. But Dion Dawkins is going to be one of those guys that's going to do his job. Dion Dawkins, right now, 30 years old, 7 years in the league. He's got 3 years, $60.06 million on the contract, but well deserved. 17 games played, 1,120 snaps, 9 penalties, 1 sack allowed, Pro Bowler. So overall, yes, impactful. Penalties definitely can derail a team, and he needs to work on that. But 1 sack allowed and over 1,100 snaps is fantastic, and he's a great tackle, one of the best, and definitely should be on this countdown. Well deserved. So number 6, Rashaad Slater, absolute dog, definitely a guy that's going to be dominant for a long time, and I could see him climbing up the rankings of left tackle in terms of the value of him. Definitely a nail in the coffin that the Chargers did when they signed him and when they drafted him. And so, yeah, fantastic signing. I think he'll stay a left tackle, even though I believe Alt is known as a left tackle. Definitely, they're recreating an offensive line that can actually protect Justin Herbert, as he so rightfully deserves to be protected. Sean Slater's 25 years old, 3 years in the league. He has a 2 year, $21.96 million deal. 17 games played, 1,154 snaps. He had 8 penalties and 3 sacks allowed. Sacks allowed, 3 of them. It's not that bad, man. Definitely, can he improve as a blocker? Yeah, for sure. Can he just improve his overall game on what he's able to do at the tackle position? Absolutely. But he is young. He's just going to get even better. And I do believe in his talent, his potential, and I think the Chargers, nailed it when they got this guy, and I think he's going to continue to prove that he's one of the top offensive tackles in the league. At the top 5, we got Laremy Tunsil at number 5. Definitely a guy that started off his career on an interesting note. I think the NFL or just personnel people out there in the league, I think they over exaggerated the use of what he did. Um, I mean, if that's the worst thing that he's done in his career, I would say that's not a big deal. Again, he was accused of, well, not accused. He had a video of him with a gas mask and, smoking some substances up in there. So overall, I think people thought the wrong idea of his character, what he could be, and what he's done has been a leader, and he's been tremendous left tackle in this league. Definitely has had a great time in Houston. Definitely part of a reason of their success and continuing success. Laremy Tunsil, man, 29 years old, 8 years in the league. He's got 3 years, $61.1 million on the deal. 14 games played, 877 snaps, 10 penalties, 5 sacks allowed with a Pro Bowl. It doesn't look pretty with the penalties and the sacks, but again, he's only going to get better. The offensive line will get better, which means his number of sacks that he's going to allow and the penalties and stuff, might decrease. Just overall, he is one of those leaders on that line, and he's a guy that you need to look at and respect because he does go up against some of the best DNs and holds his own. So, four, we got Tyron Smith, man. A boss, built like a Sasquatch, just a scary individual, especially when you're gonna have to face him. I mean, he is almost untouchable. Definitely crazy, crazy talented. Been doing this for a long time. I keep mistaking him as a cowboy, so I put that that ability of making my little profile thing with his name and stuff as a cowboy color. He's actually a Jet. But yeah, overall, Tyron Smith is a man to be feared for sure. You look at him, 33 years, 13 years in the league. He did sign a 1 year, $6.5 million again to the New York Jets. It's fantastic. 13 games that he played, 847 snaps, 3 penalties, 1 sack allowed, second team All Pro, and a guy that continues to show his ability and what he's able to do on every given Sunday. And honestly, he's gonna be great, especially protecting Aaron Rodgers. That's what they wanted. That's what they got. They got a premier offensive tackle out there in New York, and Aaron Rodgers will be very appreciative of having this guy on the team. So overall, great signing for the Jets, and yeah, I mean overall, an incredible, incredible player. We got Jordan Mailata. It's sad, but I couldn't really get many highlights of him except the Super Bowl clip. This is a guy that is underrated. I just another monster offensive tackle that definitely it's hard to try to get through, and definitely a guy at such a young age that has impacted this Philadelphia Eagles line, who's been one of the best in the NFL for a few years now. It's helped Jalen Hurts tremendously. Jordan Mailata, 26 years, 27 years old, 6 years in the league, 3 years, $66 million in the deal, 17 games played, 1,147 snaps. He did have 8 penalties and he allowed 3 sacks. No Pro Bowl or nothing, but he's a future Pro Bowler, future All Pro, and he's going to be one of the top offensive tackles for a long time. Definitely, Philadelphia's happy to have him. Late draft pick, and I mean he's made the most out of it. So congrats on Jordan Mailata. Definitely being top three left tackle, no question. We got the big man Tristan Wirfs. He's been special since he's even entered the league. I mean, when they drafted him, they saw it was a video of him jumping out of a pool, and I mean, no, it wasn't like he was pulling himself out. He just jumped with his legs. The athleticism of this guy, freaking nature, man. For the size that he has, the strength, the speed, just freaking nature athletic. So yeah, he is definitely you know he could be considered number one, but as of right now, he is number two. He will be number one fairly quickly, man. Overall, though, I mean, he's right at the top, right? So Tristan Wirfs, 25 years old, 4 years in the league. He's got 1 year, $18.24 million left in the deal. 17 games played, 1,099 snaps. He had 16 penalties for 5 sacks allowed. He was a Pro Bowler. Definitely going to be an All Pro for a long time. Definitely going to be a Pro Bowler. A young guy who keeps to develop. And yeah, I mean, just like I said, freak of nature. And Tampa's very happy to have him. Number one left tackle, I think, is and you don't really have to debate it. It's Trent Williams, man. Future Hall of Famer, first ballot, um, a workhorse, goes up against some of the best ends and outside linebackers in the game, and well, I mean, he kills it every time. Just a great anchor for this offensive line, who's pretty decent. Um, and a guy that I mean, he's what, almost 40 years old, and he's still doing what he's doing. Gives me like a Jason Peters vibe with the longevity there. So overall, though, fantastic left tackle, fantastic football player, a dog, and relentless, and it's just a scary individual. Just for years, just been a scary individual. Trent Williams, 35 years old, 14 years in the league, 30 years, $77.31 million. Well deserved for that money. 15 games he played, 809 snaps, 9 penalties, no sacks allowed. First team All Pro, Pro Bowler. It's no question. No sacks allowed at all is incredible. Overall, just a guy that you want on your team, and you always uh, you make sure that he gets his money. So overall, Trent Williams, well deserved. So